Hello everyone, it's lovely to be here, but I have to tell you something before I start. I'm not actually meant to be here at all. My son is a stand-up comedian, and he was supposed to be here tonight, but he can't make it. He's got food poisoning. He was asked to do this spot ages ago, and I didn't want to let Nick down, so I've come in his place. I have tried some other things because I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. Some of the other things I tried, I did try adult education, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was watercolour for beginners. And then I had a brief foray into politics. I formed my own political party, the Rice-Lip Reactionaries, and I stood against Boris Johnson in the last election. Well, we all know how that ended. So anyway, I found Johnny's notebook. I'm going to do his act. I hope that's all right. The first thing he's written here is virginity. Well, as he's not here, I can tell you this. He was quite late losing his virginity. He had terrible acne when he was a teenager, you see, and I think it put the girls off. They couldn't see past it. Anyway, my husband and I, we took him to our doctor, and the doctor prescribed these marvellous tablets, and they cleared Johnny's skin up just in time for him to go to Magaluf after the A-levels, and I gather there he made up for lost time. But then he had to visit another doctor when he got back. He wasn't very happy. And as you seem such lovely people, I'll let you into a little secret. I was quite late losing my virginity too. I was 20, and that's because I wanted the first one to be special. And he was. He had special needs. I'm not being cruel, by the way. He could only become aroused if we made love outside. And I didn't mind that, because I'm quite broad-minded, but we were going out in November, so it wasn't hard. But then the one after that, he liked to cover me in baby oil while watching videos of 40 Towers. And again, I didn't mind that, but then when he asked me to dress up as Manuel, I thought that was a step too far. I think one of the other reasons I didn't have sex when I was a teenager, because my mother said to me, below the waist is your own, keep it to yourself. Now, she might have been encouraging me to play with myself, but I don't think she was. Another thing she used to say, if she saw an ugly person walking down the road, was, well, he can't help what he looks like, but he could stay indoors. Not very kind. Anyway, oh, right. One of the things, apparently this is what most comedians say at this point, is, excuse me, let me tell you a bit about myself, so I'm going to do that. My name's Sally, and I've been married to Roger for 26 years. Seems longer. I think about leaving him often, but he couldn't cope on his own. For instance, the other day I gave him a shopping list, and I sent him off to the supermarket, and he was gone for 2.5 hours. And when he came back, the car boot was filled with 100 bread rolls. I had written loo rolls. So then, of course, I had to get the shopping list, get back in the car and go back to Tesco to do the shopping. And when I was there, I had to use the loo, and I found, to my surprise, there was a condom machine in the ladies at Tesco. You're surprised, aren't you? You thought I shopped at Waitrose, didn't you? Now, a lot of you people here, if you pardon me saying so, are a similar generation to me, and you'll know when you've been with somebody for a long time, you have to try and spice things up in the bedroom and out of it. Try and be a bit unpredictable and surprise your partner. So the other day, when Roger came home from work, I thought I would surprise him. I was dressed in his mother's clothes. I always thought that he wanted me to be a bit more like him, you see. But it didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after the funeral. Anyway, Roger, excuse me. Sorry. Roger can be quite thoughtful actually, because for my last birthday he bought me a gym membership. It's cheaper when you're over 50. And I have got quite into it. I've been going to the aerobics class, and afterward there's a lady that I've got quite friendly with, but whenever we have a shower together after, she keeps on using my shampoo and conditioner. And I didn't like to say no, so now she's used up all the John Frieda. I've replaced it with Fairy Liquid. She might not ask again. I'll need to get back to what... Tinder. No idea what that is. Weed. Oh, I do know what that is. But in my day, and maybe in some of your day too, we used to call it dope, didn't we? And I don't smoke, I can't inhale, but I had a boyfriend who gave me some dope in a cake once, and I ate this cake, and I went straight to sleep. And when I woke up, he was watching the Muppets on television, and he was roaring with laughter. I joined in. And that's when I knew I was high. Because the Muppets are rubbish, aren't they? Wanking. Well, I prefer to call that pleasing yourself. It's a lot nicer, isn't it? Johnny has been known to please himself. I first caught him at it when he was around 14, but I think he'd been doing it for quite a long time before that. Not continuously, you understand. So, judging by the state of his duvet cover, he could have been. I know. Anyway, I had to get him up for school, and I rushed into his bedroom without knocking. Found out he was up already. We're both a lot more cautious now. What has helped, though, is about 5 years ago we had an extension built, and so Roger and I, we've got an ensuite shower room, and Johnny can have the bathroom to himself for as long as he likes, so he's happy. I have to say, Johnny's not the only person who likes to please himself in our house. Roger would rather please himself than please me. Oh, was that a sympathetic? That's very nice. Yes, I mean, even when we were first married, he wasn't that good at clitoral stimulation. And these days, he needs a sat-nav to find my G-spot. But I don't mind, that he's more or less given up on foreplay, because afterwards, when he's having a little sleep, I just slide open the bedside drawer, out comes the rabbit, and I'm happy. Yes, and in fact, one of the other benefits of having an ensuite shower is those shower heads, they're jolly powerful, aren't they? There's somebody there's got no idea what I'm talking about. Well, I tell you, they have much the same effect as a vibrator. So if the battery's gone flat on the rabbit, or Roger's left me behind, or I just need a really good wash, I can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So we're all happy. Porn. Well, I wouldn't say we actively encourage Johnny to watch porn, but one of the reasons we bought him a laptop for his 16th birthday was because I've been getting a bit fed up of cleaning up the screen and the keyboard of my PC. I know. But I have to say this for him, he was always very good at deleting his internet history. Roger, bless him, he's not very technical. He's never got the hang of that, so I am well aware of his interests. But I know, I don't mind Roger browsing busty blondes in Basingstoke, or even seeking sexy singles in our area, just so long as he leaves me in peace to watch old episodes of Midsummer Murders on ITV3. And he doesn't eat all the hobnobs, so we're all happy. BJ. when I first saw that, I thought he meant Boris Johnson, because he doesn't like him. And then I thought, well, it could be bungee jumping, because that's one of his hobbies, and then I realised it was something else. Well, I'm not too keen, but Roger is, so I will oblige occasionally, because I find afterwards he's much more willing to clean the oven. So a little tip for all you ladies. Lastly, anal. Well, I am quite anal. I've got my mugs lined up so the handles are facing in the same direction. And when I leave the house, I shut all the doors after me because I get quite anxious otherwise. And all my jumpers are colour-coded. And the OCD has been getting me down a bit, and clearly it's been bothering Johnny as well, or he wouldn't have written in his notebook, would he? So I'm going to have a word with him about it when I get home, aren't I? And actually, it probably is time that I went. I probably kept you long enough. And it's been lovely to meet you all, but just in case, I gather this is a first, this comedy night. So if there's going to be another one and Johnny comes along to perform, whatever you do, if you please come along, but don't tell him that I was here, because he doesn't actually know. I just nipped into his bedroom when he was throwing up in the bathroom. I think he was throwing up, he could have been doing something else. And I ran into his bedroom and picked up the notebook and ran off with it. So if you do come back, and there is another comedy night here and Johnny's performing, don't let him know that I saw you, that you saw me. Let it be our little secret. You've been lovely. Thank you very much.
The equally delicious Sally Firth. And of course, we're just going to hand over to the last act now.